Good morning. Welcome back to Isola d'Elba. Not too far off the coast of Italy, a little bit north of Rome. We're heading eastbound today, back to the Italian mainland, in order to deliver some extremely lucrative fishies to a place called Grosetto, which is just about on the other side of the pond. Alright, so in NeoFly we are at the market at Marina di Campo on Elba, and we are looking at moving lots of fishies to Grosetto, so we're just gonna buy those. Thank you. It's a lot. We might actually make multiple trips here just to get as much money as possible. Full to the brim. I can see the old lady is struggling with the weight. Then head over to Grosetto. Gonna be a VFR flight, and don't expect any ATC or traffic at the moment. It's a bit too early for that. Nevertheless, it's gonna get interesting because we have quite unfavorable winds here, as the windsock shows. It's coming from the north, and there's no way we can take off to the north. Take as much runway as we're allowed to. Technically, we're not allowed to take off before the threshold, but I have a feeling we'll need the full length that we got. So let's see, our trims need to be quite high. Trims to 12, flaps full, mixture full, rich, props full. Okay. Here comes power. Still on the brakes, engine looks okay, let's go. Strong winds, lots of rudder. It's 50. Down.
Transporter from dispatch. If you have fragile or perishable goods, watch your flight.
So 82. Okay. Clear the obstacle. Nose down. One notch of flaps coming up. Flaps coming up. Okay, after takeoff checklist, gear is up, flaps are up, engine gauges are in the green. Very good.
Rome Center, Bonanza Hook.
Okay, so we're in the air. Bit of a look back onto the airport, the Marina di Campo, and in the background there is Corsica. As we tilt to the right, we're essentially following. Wow, windy up here. Steer towards Piombino, some of which can already be seen from here. 3500, almost at sea level. There we go, 5500. Pretty. A little bit of a view back here. Elba. Piombino below us. Have a nice little marina and the old city here. Nice to walk along the shores, but then it gets ugly pretty quickly if you tilt over here. Industrial area and wind farms stuff. To our right is Follonica, and if you fly straight ahead there, you'll get to places like Massa Marittima, Siena. Also pretty, maybe some other time. In the meantime, we're tilting to the south, heading across this ridge there. The plains behind that ridge is where Grosetto is. They have quite a significant airport there, 2 runways running parallel, nice and long, so we should have no issue whatsoever getting in there. Follonica. Then in our flight plan we said we're gonna go to the Marina di Grosetto, so we're moving a little bit to the right across the waters, but we're gonna have to have a quick look also at the VFR charts. What are we allowed to do, what are we not? So looking at the chart, we're coming from Elba, we just made it across, and now we're trying to get into Grosetto. Nice are across this piece. We're trying to find this road here that should take us straight in. Autopilot's coming off and turning to the left a little bit to go and find that road we were looking for. I can see the airport from here. Best is to try and follow this river here. 10,000 feet. Again, no traffic around, otherwise I would say something like Hotel Bravo 2 Tango Lima, short final runway 04 right, full stop, Grosetto traffic. Okay, so the right runway is much more narrow, made for people like me with the small J aircraft.
500.
One notch of flaps should be okay. We're lined up perfectly.
Pull up.
What do you mean pull up? Gears down, flaps on approach. There's 88. I'm gonna keep the speed up a little bit. We're quite heavy. 80. Aye. Come on. Jeez, needs a lot of speed. A lot of speed. As I thrust.
Transporter from dispatch, go to the parking to unload goods.
The narrow runway screwed with my perspective here. I thought that we were much higher still. Crazy. Clean up the aircraft. Flaps are up, flaps are closed. Taxi lights on, landing lights off.
Transporter, unloading goods, stand by.
Nice. Okay, so if we were to reverse this, go back to Elba to get a second batch of fishies. Quite frankly, they should have used a boat, to be quite honest. Oh my god. Okay, found a little bit of a situation here. Great, let's go. Nice. Okay, and we're heading back to Elba, apparently. Okay, airspeed alive. Gauge is looking good. Rotation speeds.
Transporter from dispatch, if you have fragile or perishable goods, watch your flight.
Right, we're back in the air. Looking at the usual dry Tuscan fields. And we're way we came. Looks like we... We're just heading back to Elba. We're almost there already. Fully loaded with iPhones. So great. Just crossing over Portoferraio, nice little city right at the north end of Elba. Fantastic looking. And we're gonna do a bit of a bomber maneuver into Marina di Campo. Let's see what I mean once we're a bit closer. Other pilots coming up. Mixture full rich, props full forward, and take out a little bit of speed. Not too much though. So essentially we're gonna enter the pattern roughly at midfield at a relatively high descent rate and at a high speed, then turn south, do the U-turn and come back in for a landing. Roughly 1,000 feet over pattern altitude, although probably not much of a pattern here with all the terrain. But we can definitely do a left downwind and come back in from the south. So runway 34, here comes our turn. Once we clear this little ridge here, we're gonna set up the airplane for landing. So now's a good time for the gear. Keeping the speed up. It's gonna be a full flaps landing here anyways. Relatively short field. I'm gonna put in 1 notch of flaps now. To speed at minimum safe maneuvering speed. That's about right. Here comes a turn. Nicely supported by the rudder. Power, pretty heavy. We just saw before at Grosetto that we needed to have a huge amount of power in. Alright. Okay, nice and stable approach. We got 93 knots right now. 4 knots of wind on the nose and we're clearing the obstacles here first before we turn final.
500.
And we're committed to landing. Taking out a little bit of power now as we're descending. That comes to flare.
Transporter from dispatch. Go to the parking to unload goods.
Drifted a little bit off center line there, but nothing too dramatic.
Transporter, unloading goods. Stand by.
Cool, so that's the first round trip. Gonna bleed this cargo route dry. Make a ton of money today.
Trading fly today. Purchased goods are coming for loading. Transporter, loading goods. Transporter from dispatch. All goods are loaded. Let's go to the next market.
Yeah, coming. Oh boy. Ooh. Oh boy. On our way back, we're on our way back. Running, running. Time is of the essence. Had to pee. Brakes on this thing sound like an old bedstead. Our trim set for takeoff. Right, let's go. That's it. Okay, 17 knots. Come on, come on. Don't take off yet. 75.
Transporter from dispatch. If you have fragile or perishable goods, watch your flight.
All right. Pretty dark. Go back in the air and taking a much more direct route this time into the Marina di Grosetto. Now that we know where we need to go, and our second trip makes it all much easier. Winds still from the east, so perfect for a straight-in landing. man.
Transporter from dispatch. Go to the parking to unload goods. Transporter, unloading goods, stand by.
And we shall do so. Alright, looks like we're done. We've bled both these markets and dry, so moving caviar from Elba to Grosetto and iPhones back, so did 2 tours and made quite a bunch of money. We're close to the $900,000 we need to buy our next plane, but move into something more modern, I would presume. So in the meantime, have a good one. And I'll leave you with this